series here on the channel. We are doing first Canada, then the world. We are playing as Georges St-Pierre in UFC 3. Now, I did record quite a bit as Tito Ortiz and then changed my mind and decided that it wasn't that fun and I wanted to try a smaller fighter who's faster on his feet, and I decided to go with GSP. Again, I'm very limited on what I know about UFC. As such, I picked the guy I've heard of, which is Georges St-Pierre. Didn't think he looked like this, but hey, it's you know, I didn't picture him like that because I've only heard his name. I've never actually seen him fight, but wanted a nice quick fight and wanted to sort of, you know, use this fight to get into it somewhat, and that is exactly what happened. Into the chokehold here. And I think that's it. Yep. So, there we go, guys. Georges St-Pierre, 1-0 in his UFC fighting career. So, let's go into our second fight with GSP in this career mode run. I still wasn't sure about GSP, and I was, you know, trying to get used to him really at this point, and that's why I was taking quite a few shots. But, you know, I've recorded like 3 episodes of this before I've even started commentating on this first piece, and I'm gonna basically put as many fights as I can get in just out in between, in about 40 minutes onto the episode. 40 minutes is my upper limit, so I record about an hour for each episode. And then cut out all of the cutscenes and literally just leave the fights in. So I wanted to try all sorts of different aspects of GSP's career. So whether that's all of the grappling and his punches and kicks, and you know, his ground fighting, all of that needed to be done. And as such, that's what I did. Wanted to try different elements and see if I could find different ways to put somebody down, and in this one I went for his gut quite a bit. He was defending his head ridiculously well, but he didn't seem to be defending his gut, so I just kept going for the gut in this fight. Because I really do like it when you get somebody so weak to the point that you can go for one low punch and they crumple over like they just crumple over holding their stomach. Oh, my stomach! And then you can sort of finish them off with one nice well-placed kick to the abdomen. That's what I really like, and that's what I was going with this one, because I was staying back and I'm catching him with the kicks in the gut, and he's getting rocked from being hit in the stomach. That's when you know you've got him to the point that he's hurt, and the way he's covering up that stomach every second that he's not actually throwing at me. So he's obviously going in with the kicks, as am I, but I'm delivering kicks to his stomach. He's getting rocked every so often with those kicks to the gut, and you can see the discoloration on the side. He then falls to the floor from a gut shot. So I get him into the rear naked, and that's probably it. There we go, GSP. 2 wins in 2 fights. So GSP is 2-0. With a hop, skip and a jump, here we are in fight number 3. Obviously these are all no-name fighters because I'm fighting in the WFA, but I wanted to try and keep myself relatively unbeaten and to look pretty strong. So that's what I wanted to do. I'll be more intent on getting my victories and showing who the fighters are when we get to the UFC in about 2 episodes time. But for the WFA, it's mostly just building up GSP into a quality fight. It was already pretty fucking good to start with, but adding things to him. But the fight's already over, so there we go. GSP is 3 wins in all of his fights thus far. In GSP's world domination run is Chris Evans. Yeah, Chris Evans. Not the ginger radio presenter. Although, to be honest, there is a slight similarity. But I wanted to just sort of go. Jumping into this fight. It's going relatively slow. I was noticing in previous fights that I was getting GSP gas too quickly because of the way I was going in with the hard punches. So I wanted to go in a bit lighter during this fight. But obviously, I also wanted to show my all-round, various different kicks and punches. I've got back fists, I think, at this point as well. And I really like that high kick that I learned at my training camp. But there's a win, GSP over Chris Evans. This is my 4th fight and my 4th victory in 4 fights. GSP is 4-0. Going into GSP's 5th fight. Again, this one was for me. It was all about look how dominant I can make GSP, and I wanted to try out all my new moves. I've now got spinning back fists. I've got all manner of different punches, and I get the guy rocked relatively quickly. Catching him with the back fist, he goes down to the floor. I'm sometimes reasonably hesitant about going in with mounting ground and pound because I have been reversed into like Kimuras on the floor or neck chokes and stuff on the floor on the front. I'm not sure what that's called. Like dragons. Well, what wrestling fans call dragon sleepers, but I don't think you have the dragon sleeper in MMA. So again, in this one, I was going for the low punches up against the cage. I was able to drop my head down and just go for the low shots. Now we're up against the cage. I want to get him back down on the floor and continue my onslaught of his stomach. You know, the kind of punches that would abort a child if this was women's MMA sort of thing. You know, go for like the lower gut area. And you can tell it's working because obviously I am fighting a white man. And you can see the welts and the bruises that are starting to come in. So I could definitely tell at this point that the tactic was working. You know, whilst I wasn't winning this one with a stiff straight knockout within about 30 seconds, I was definitely doing the damage to this guy on the floor by digging deep and digging into his gut, you know. Stomach, side of chest, abdomen, all of the same stuff really. And you can just see the welts and the bruises coming up on the side. You can see the colour change. You can see the damage really. You know, he started that side is heavily damaged. And he's not even seemingly he's getting me with a good few punches to the head. But, you know, not as bad as I'm getting. You know, he's getting me with one decent punch to the head, and I'm getting him with 3 or 4 to the stomach. To the degree that I was able to punch him in the gut there, and he dropped to the deck. So I'll go in here for the rear naked. Pretty confident that with the injuries I've caused him, he's going to tap, which he does. So GSP here at this point is 6 wins in all 6 of his professional fights. With GSP versus Andre Kendall, this is my 7th fight in professional MMA. I can't say in the UFC because I'm not actually at the UFC yet. Back fist punches, cracking start. He's already rocked really early on. Now going in for the kicks now because you know, catching him with the kicks is always good. I believe he's rocked again. But keep catching him with the kicks and the back fists and the punches. This guy's head is definitely my target in this fight. He knocks back, catch him with the back fist, but leave him for a second, whether it's to compose himself. In with the arm bar. Pulling tight on that arm bar, and he submits. GSP, 7 wins, 0 defeats. So let's go in with fight number 8 against Billy Campbell. Yeah, that's right. All of these, I believe, generated fighters aren't all that good, really. Name-wise, anyway. So Billy Campbell, picked him because he was the highest ranking, I believe. And I was going in with various different punches, catching those back fists pretty well. Wanted to keep it going to the degree that I was putting people out relatively quickly. In the last fight, obviously, in the last couple of fights, I've been doing the guts, so I wanted to try the guts again with Mr. Campbell here. Obviously, it's a bit more difficult to tell when you're causing damage to the stomach with darker skinned fighters, but that's just basically because it doesn't show up as well. But you can still tell by their movement. You just don't have the big visual telltale sign. So we're down on the floor, so low punches are on the menu here. Digging at the stomach. He's going for submissions on this one, so he's got me in a Kimura lock here, and he's desperately trying to pull me into it, but I'm managing to pull away. Now I've got the elbows. I'm going for those cracking elbows in the same side that I've been hurting, standing up and mounted. So definitely going low. Now he's got me in here with that's virtually a crippler crossface, isn't it? Rolled me over, and again I'm free of that. Punching the face now, just because that's all I can hit from that angle. But again, it's low punches on the menu because of the damage already dealt. I'm going for the head kicks now, just to try and rattle him a little bit, and to try and get him off my game plan, so he doesn't realise what I'm actually attempting to do. So going into kicks there to sort of knock him off, and then going back to what I am actually trying to win the fight with. He's definitely injured now because he's dropping down. So I attempted there for the rear naked, but he managed to pull free again. So I've just got to try it again, because he will eventually go over, sort of retch over and drop again. So it's just a matter of time really when it comes to this kind of tactic. But we reached the end of the first round, so we're going into the second round of this fight. Didn't think I'd end up in the second round. Thought I'd be able to do sufficient damage in the first, but hey, it doesn't matter. Going into the second round is all good. It's good to test my stamina once in a while to see if I can go multiple rounds in fights without running out of steam really. So definitely a good idea. But again, as you can see in the replays, I was just going for those low digs constantly. That's what's remembered from the fight. But why? You may as well do something if it works, you know. And that sure as hell works. We've seen that come to pass in 2 fights. So those low digs, and you can see he's already starting to cover up a bit. We're in the clinch here, round behind, but again he's able to reverse it. Back into the clinch, down onto the floor. A couple of shots to the back of the head. But we're both back up in the standing position here. Again, the low punches are definitely on the menu, so we continue with the low jabs to the stomach. Back into the clinch, trying to pull round in the clinch to slam him back to go for the suplex. Get behind him, and still struggling. Successfully pull off the suplex. Again, he pulls free before I'm able to lock in that rear naked choke that has tapped me out many a fight. But another shot to the gut, and he drops down in, I think that's a TKO. Could well be a knockout. Let's wait until the official decision so we can see, because I'm not entirely sure what the official decision was on that one. So we'll wait till that, and we'll see what the official decision was, which will be announced very shortly. So let's await the official decision, and that's the end of this episode. So I'm going to leave you guys to it for the official decision.
The winner,